Welcome to Armand Academy. Like and subscribe for more content and drop your doubts in the comments. Share with your friends and classmates. For private tuition in these subjects across all boards and universities, contact me here or the link in the description. Let's get started. This case study, we've been asked to identify two factors affecting dividend decision discussed above. Now, dividend decision means just that how much and if at all dividends should be declared and distributed to the shareholders. Okay, so reading the question, VK Limited is a fast moving consumer goods company, FMCG company. It has shareholders spread across India. Most of its shareholders depend upon a regular income for the investment, and that becomes important because the shareholders depend upon a regular income for their investment. That means prefer they prefer receiving dividends. Okay, so they prefer dividends. Then, VK Limited has been earning consistent profits. The management of the company keeps in mind the preference of the shareholders, okay, which is literally one of the factors affecting dividend decision. Okay, preference of the shareholders is point number one. Okay, factor number one. Since its shareholders in general desire that at least a certain amount is paid as dividend to them every year, the company declares dividend every year. Atul, the finance manager of the company, identified promising growth opportunities. He suggested to the chief executive officer to retain the earnings to finance the required investments instead of declaring dividend every year. Okay, and that is one more factor which would make a company think about whether or not to give dividend or to reduce the amount of dividend or to declare no dividend. Why? Because there are growth opportunities. So, growth opportunities is your second. All right. With that, we have finished answering part one and we have earned ourselves 1 mark. Okay. Now for the remaining two. Okay. So, this is for 1 mark. This is for 2 marks. State two other factors that affect dividend decision of a company. And what you need to keep in mind is that there are multiple factors. If you go and have a look at your NCERT 10, okay, you'll find it on page number 222. Obviously, I'm talking about the current reprint. Okay, so the 2025-26 reprint, page number 222. You will have a laundry list of factors. Okay, and we have seven. Okay, we have 7 factors altogether, and you can pick and choose. But remember, when in CBSE they say state, it is not the same as identify. Identify, you just give the points. Identify, you just give the points. But when they state, you have to give point and brief explanation. Okay, about 1 sentence at least. If you write, you will get your marks. All right. So, looking at the content given to us in the study material, okay, we have much more than seven. Let's see, I'm counting 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 different points. Okay, 11 different points for a dividend decision. All right. And out of them, amount of earnings. Okay, amount of earnings is fairly straightforward. Okay, we can think about amount of earnings. If there is enough of earnings, then dividends can be given. All right, so the level of earnings, not just the current year's earnings, the past year's earnings will determine. Okay, apart from that, we have stability of earnings. So it's not just good enough that you are earning a certain amount. Okay, if you made a lot of profit this year, are you going to continue making that kind of profit in future years? Or is it a one-off scenario? If that is the case, then maybe it would make sense to keep some of that money aside, okay, as reserve and not give everything away as dividends. Okay, so the stability of earnings, affects dividends, as companies having stable earnings are in a better position to declare higher dividends as companies with unstable earnings. Now, the explanations I've given to you orally, okay, but you have to not just write down the points. For both of them, you have to give a one sentence explanation. One sentence explanation. All right. And what I will do is in the description to this video, I will include all the points and their one sentence explanation. So you all can have a look and pick and choose. I've just given two over here. Any doubts, feel free to ask.